So we're going to interview several different RVPs and how they're recruiting with BdollarSmart. And then after that, we're going to be talking about, George and I are going to talk about, how to get agents transition from doing a presentation to BdollarSmart. Some people, some RVPs, what they do is they keep telling their team, hey, we need to start using BdollarSmart, get off the presentation. That doesn't work very well. So, because you don't really show them how to go about doing it. And one of the ladies, RVPs I talked to last week, or just a couple of days ago, she had one of her three agents that are using BdollarSmart. One of them is a regional leader and just went over $100,000 and got the
Wow.
ring using BdollarSmart. So, in their team. So that's our seventh regional leader that got the ring using BdollarSmart. And one of them I talked to about a year ago, she only had like three agents. So working with her, but she did that. Hey, let's start off with Sonia. Are you on, Sonia?
Yes, I'm here.
Sonia and your daughter, I believe. Is she on too?
Yes. Yeah, Gabriela, we're at two different locations.
You've been using BdollarSmart how long, Sonia?
Oh my goodness. A little bit on and off, but I would say 2 months ago, just made the decision after hearing all the different success stories that I just gotta jump in 100% and get the other stuff out of my mind and make this work for me.
I think you said eight recruits. Is that right?
Yes,
Okay.
last month.
And what are you doing to do that?
Well, letting the app work for me. It's amazing. I had a client follow up in person, and I said, I'd love to share this app with you. It helps really kind of shine a light on areas that need to be improved or at least need to be looked at. Do you mind? And she's like, no, not at all. Did the app. The next thing I know, she selected extra income, an extra 2,000 a month. When I saw that, I just busted up laughing because I have tried recruiting her. She was in banking before. She's been a client for 10 years. I've tried recruiting her and she wanted nothing to do with it. And now she's telling me she wants an extra 2,000.
Oh, wow. So that makes your job a lot easier because
Yes.
getting agents to ask that every time the old way was difficult. Hey, did you talk about business opportunity? No, I didn't.
Mhm.
Now it pops up and it not only tells you that, it tells you the next question is how much more income are you wanting to make? So you're
Exactly.
recruiting. Okay, so you both are recruiting using BdollarSmart to recruit with. So share a little bit, Sonia, how you're doing that. You're getting the increase my income alert, then what?
Well, I'm like, wow, you know, um, it's great to see that you want to make extra income. Do you have a way of doing that on your job? And the answer has been no. Then I said, do you have, a small business in mind or a plan in mind? Then it's no. So then I come in and say, well, if you can't do it on the job and you don't have a plan in mind, let me share my plan with you. And so I talked to them about, again, using this app, which makes it so much easier. And you're now able to help people, and you're more of a consultant and not a salesperson. And many agents are making an extra 4 or 5 thousand a month, just helping a few families, a month. So would you be open to learning and letting me train you? And the answer has been yes, more times than not.
We talk about that because most people, when they recruit, they offer the solution. Oh, let me show you how to make this much more income, but they don't help the client to discover that they have a problem. So by
Yeah.
asking those questions like you just did, do you have an option to make up that income with your job? Well, most of them are going to go, no. I
Exactly.
mean, how many can you go to your boss and ask for a $2,000 a month raise? So
Yes,
what's that
exactly.
chance are? So this has made it a lot easier for you to recruit
Mhm.
with, correct?
Yes, yes, absolutely. Just even yesterday when you were calling me and texting me, one of the new recruits introduced me to a friend, and we were having the same kind of conversation, sent her the BdollarSmart and recruited her right then.
Wow. So and how did that new agent set the appointment up? They using the script that, I got to do 10 or what?
Yes, pretty much that I'm in training. I'm in training and I need to witness a few training appointments to use this new technology. Would you help me? So pretty much that's what she said to a coworker. The coworker came on board, and the next thing I know, she's saying yes as well.
Wow. So, Gabriel, are you on?
Yes,
Yes.
I am. Gabriella, hi.
Gabriel. This has helped you because you recruited two people, was it?
Yes.
Okay.
Or
And
No,
three?
you
Yeah,
recruited three.
three.
oh,
Okay.
three. Okay. So, and how did that happen? Were these friends of yours or what?
Yes. So, a couple of them have been friends and started with not coming off too strong, but just saying, "Hey, we've known each other for a long time, and you're not a client of mine already. Let's talk. Let's use this great tool that I have." One of them, even she's in Vegas, so out of state. I'm here in LA. Another guy, he's in San Diego. And we love that last question, and it uncovers that a lot of people need extra income, and they're not open about it. They're not saying anything about it. So the couple of recruits that I've gotten, it's like people that I wasn't expecting, people I probably wouldn't have gone to straight for the opportunity, but now have a couple people that are really excited to be here and genuinely see the value in this because we're leading with how they want to reach their goals and all the things that they want to do, and the BdollarSmart helps uncover that.
So, because some people use BdollarSmart as a sales tool to go make income, which you can. But you
Yeah.
guys are using it to recruit with. You got, is that 8 recruits total for your team? Both of you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. 8 recruits.
Wow. So the old way, could you have done that?
I
It,
think it makes it a lot harder.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And
eh,
some of them I actually had talked to about the business before and they weren't hearing it. So
Right.
I don't know, something with the app where it's them and themselves. It's them and the app, and then the
Yeah.
truth comes out. So yes, I don't think we would have done that without the app.
and Gabriel, I take it you're a younger generation, 25, I think it was, your mom
Yes, I'm
said.
25. Yes.
Yeah. So were you doing a presentation before, or how long you been doing BDR Smart or what?
Yeah, so originally was using the presentation, but I found that I felt like it was too much because a lot of my friends, it's like we want information quick, we want to kind of get straight to the point. So I kind of transitioned a little bit to maybe just having a conversation, sharing some of the information from the presentation, but making it more personable and cater to each person I'm talking to and sharing some information and then going right into the app, not really leading with I'm trying to recruit them, but just I'm expanding my client base. There's somebody I value. I'd love for them to hear this and just check it out so they can be a source of referrals for me. But of course, like in the back of my mind, I'm hoping like, they might be interested in something as well. So that's why I absolutely love Be Dollar Smart because it's really helping to simplify that whole process because then I'm more focused on the tool of the app and then explaining things and breaking them down from there. And I find that I'm a lot more confident to answer questions and talk about things because we have the scripts right there too. And then the more you read things, the more that you start to memorize them on your own. So I find that I get more comfortable and I'm able to kind of just go with that and lead with what they need.
I understand with the younger generation, they don't really want to be in sales, right?
Right.
They don't mind being a consultant, but they don't want to
Exactly.
sell. Is that true?
Yes, everybody loves to use the word, oh, I'm a consultant, but I have friends that they'll openly post on their social media too. I don't like sales. I don't want to be in sales. I hate sales. So I don't know what it is with the mentality. But that's exactly how it feels. It feels now like we're shifting to more consulting. They're telling us what they need and we're just helping them rather than shoving this information down their throat of like, oh, buy this, buy this. So I really think it's on point with how a lot of Gen Zers like myself or millennials were thinking.
Right, right. So, what level are you at?
I'm a regional vice president. My mom and I were partners.
Okay, partners. Okay, work
Yeah.
together. So,
Yeah.
so what's your guys' goal?
Well,
Barb, oh, got it. You next.
well, definitely to get the second diamond. But I also wanted to add though, Tim, these non what is it? The non-licensed products, we've also seen a shift in that. I mean, I don't remember the last time. I know all year we haven't done a Vivint or an auto and home. And now within the last week and a half, we've done 3 Vivints the new agents are blown away that in less than like 20 minutes,
Yeah.
they're getting paid $450 plus an iPad. So with the commission plus the bonus, they've been blown away. So 2 brand new agents did that. We posted that. It made it another agent that's been in the business for a while get excited and go do a Vivint as well. And even the auto and home.
Yeah.
One saved $300 a month.
Wow.
On her auto insurance, not auto and home, just auto insurance. And again, that gets her excited. Recruited her sister did the same thing. And yesterday she called, she saved $200 a month.
Well, that's a good point, because if I want to use this recruiting tool, when I save a client $300 a month on their auto, then they come, I recruit them to go help someone else. So
Yes.
we look at sometimes those auto and home is not a big deal, doesn't pay that much, but it helps you recruit. And also that's a lot of money for
Yes.
a lot of young people, right, Gabriel?
Yes.
Yes, no, exactly.
Wow. Appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Okay.
So keep up
Okay.
the good work. We'll have you on, when you hit 200,000 or the
Yes.
$1 million
Yes.
income?
No.
Okay.
No, we're going for the
We'll
second
take it a
diamond.
step at a time. Okay.
Yes.
Got Natalie and Maria. Are you on? Because she's going to translate.
I'm here.
Okay. So Natalie, you speak all Spanish, so we're having Maria translate. So Natalie, you did, what was your last month? What were your results?
Ok.
Natalie, tus resultados. Todavía no te veo aquí. ¿Tú tienes
Aquí
tu cámara
estoy, aquí
prendida?
estoy. Gracias a BdollarSmart y
No,
un
I see.
equipo con tan solo 4 personas comprometidas con licencia, hicimos 14 reclutas por 13,000 en prima.
Okay, with a team of 4, she did 14 by 13,000 in premium and using BdollarSmart mainly with the team.
Wow. So, hey, Paul, can we get pen both of them where they're on there? Is that possible? So, fantastic.
They're both
So-
on there, Tim. I see both
Oh,
of them together.
It seems like it's one, then the other, no? Okay. Okay. So, Natalie, how are you using this as a recruiting tool?
¿Cómo estás usándolo como una herramienta de reclutamiento?
Ok, nosotros realmente lo estamos trabajando en equipo y no solamente soy yo, es María Cecilia Belisario, que es quien está haciendo la traducción. Eso ha hecho que sea una bola de nieve porque también lo está haciendo otros RVP y estamos atrayendo más RVP a que lo
We're
utilicen.
using it, dame pausa. we're using it as a team, working different RVPs of the hierarchy, and we're attracting other RVPs in our hierarchy to use it as well, as a team group, and also in the individual, KTAs and interviews. Ajá,
Okay.
acuérdate que tienes que darme tiempo.
Ok, entonces lo usamos en entrevistas, lo usamos en seminarios y lo utilizamos en seminarios interactivos y lo utilizamos en lo que es la presentación del chequeo financiero.
Okay, so we use it in interviews. We're using it in interact. We've called it interactive seminar, and also in our KTA presentation that we're substituting it with the BdollarSmart app.
So when you use the increase by income alert, is that your main focus when you're talking to a lot of these guys?
Cuando cuando sale la alerta de aumentar mis ingresos, que sí es tu enfoque principal cuando hablas con estas personas.
Si estamos haciendo una entrevista.
Mainly when we're talking about the interview, yes, of course.
Okay, as an interview on that part of it. And
Lo primero que hacemos, si es una entrevista, si alguien está interesado en ser parte de nuestro equipo, hacemos primero rapport de dónde vienes, qué has hecho, qué estás buscando. Y por supuesto, mostramos el video de BdollarSmart en español. Y
Okay,
de
so
allí
when
nos
we're-
vamos a las alertas.
So when we're doing an interview, what we do is, of course, do a little bit of report and, asking the person what they're looking for. And if they are interested in the opportunity, of course, we're going to go to show them the video so that they can see how BdollarSmart works. And then we go show them how the app and do the alerts with them.
And that's the kitchen table, the one on level 1, right? The video that you used to
No.
show.
Yes, sí, el que muestra la muchacha con... Con las
Ok,
dos?
pero ese es cuando la persona ya trae licencia. Si la persona
Okay.
no tiene licencia, mostramos el video en español de
Okay.
BdollarSmart.
Okay, so we use two videos. If it's a licensed agent, we like to show the video that's on the first part of the BdollarSmart where the lady is doing like the appointment, and
Uh-huh.
because it's adding value to a licensed professional. And if not, what we show is the other video with all the issues that BdollarSmart actually resolves.
And is that the Spanish video?
Yes, we use the Spanish.
Okay. So let me ask you, is it different recruiting in the Hispanic market versus our regular market? Is there any difference there?
Contéstale tú, porque tú la sabes.
She says for me to answer. I personally, I do think it is different. Hispanic market is a little bit more, they need more explanation probably. We got to go dig into a little bit more than American. American is more practical, more to the point. I don't know why, but we're Hispanic are like that. We like to talk a lot.
So now you guys are on the Spanish group on Saturdays. You do your meeting at 11:30 versus ours at 10:30, and you're doing the same thing. So Natalie, you're on there a lot, right? Heading the group.
Pregunta que si estás en el grupo del entrenamiento en español con las personas que están entrenando.
Claro que sí, nosotros estamos todos los sábados y le estamos enseñando al mercado, a los agentes hispanos, a atender al mercado hispano. No es lo mismo traducir que decirle lo que ellos necesitan escuchar como hispanos.
Yeah, she is actually active part of that group that's leading that space for BdollarSmart. And what we're doing is she's teaching the Hispanic agents to deal with Hispanic market. It's not the same kind of questions. And Natalie, voy a agregar aquí. I'm just gonna put a little bit into it. Like for example, when the BdollarSmart says like, "Where are you around from here?" We don't ask that question. We ask, "What country are you originally from?" Because we're dealing with people that are immigrants. Okay, so we do some adjusting there, for example.
So,
Right?
so you train on that on the Saturday meeting. So if some of the RVPs that have someone that is in the Hispanic market, they can jump on that meeting at 11:30 and they can learn these things, right?
Yes, of course, que si pueden aprender los RVPs que tienen el mercado hispano en esa área y aprender sobre todas las cosas.
Y no solamente van a aprender, sino que van a querer tener a su equipo conectado y y estamos reclutando RVP. Gracias a un seminario interactivo que hicimos en la oficina, nosotros reclutamos un RVP que comparte con nosotros el Up Meeting y ahora pues lo retomó, lo reclutamos, por decirlo así.
Yeah, not only that they can go into the training, actually they can bring their teams in to train with us. And basically we are recruiting other RVPs into BdollarSmart through the interactive seminar that we've been doing at the office. We have incorporated some new RVPs that weren't using BdollarSmart and they're starting to get to use the BdollarSmart now.
Wow. So how do you say RVP in Spanish?
RVP. ¿Cómo dice RVP en español?
Okay. Hey, I guess I can communicate a little bit here in Spanish. So,
For sure.
Hey,
And you can put subtitles and everything. We can do it with that. That's
okay.
good.
So you guys, so anybody has someone, they can plug them in on 11:30 on Saturdays, and any RVP can do that, right?
Of course, yeah. Sí que pueden conectarse los RVPs en esas reuniones. Yes.
Okay. And
Welcome,
also,
son bienvenidos, eso es lo que queremos. Queremos más personas conectándose porque nosotros realmente nos esforzamos para enseñarle todo esto al equipo y que
Yeah,
sea
that's what,
efectivamente duplicable. Es el único sistema duplicable.
okay, that is what we want. We want people to connect. We want to attract. We want to recruit more teams. And, we're just focusing on being able to teach and make a system that is definitely duplicatable.
wow, appreciate it so much. You guys even heading that up and doing all that training. So you guys work together, or one of you recruited the other person, or what?
I'm Natalie's replacement.
Okay, replay. And how do you
we
guys
do work together.
How do you guys meet?
Oh, ¿cómo nos conocimos? Pregunta. Okay, so we are from Venezuela, and Natalie came to United States before me, And when I was in my country, I followed her on social media and I saw what she was into, and I knew I was going to be coming to the United States. So I started to ask her questions. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Sometimes she didn't pay much attention to me because she was so busy recruiting people and all that. But when I told her, I'm here in US, guess what she did? She paid attention to me.
Wow.
So that's the way it worked. And we used to be like we used to help each other to help people in Venezuela in our our social and political issue and problem. We teamed up to help people and like take them food, help them out, giving things out, finding resources for the young people that were fighting for our liberty, that are still doing that.
I appreciate so much what you guys are doing. That's fantastic. Thank you for coming on. So, and then and we can get a lot more people on Saturdays at that train. They can just plug in. Really, they can go to their BdollarSmart calendar. All they have to do is any RVP train, you just do it and join. It's the same thing on Saturday. If your agents if they have this calendar, they can click right on there and then just join the meeting. So a lot of RVPs, some of you think you got to wait for the email to come out. You can go right on your dashboard and click onto it and share that with the other team. So appreciate so much, you guys. Keep up the good work.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, let's go to Alfredo. Are you on?
Yes, sir. How are you, Tim?
Doing good. Alfredo,
Yes, sir.
you are going to take some people's excuse away because you recruited how many people last month?
We got 8 recruits last month.
8 recruits, and what premium?
We were gunning for 10. 8 as well, 8,000 as well.
And then securities, you do it across the board, right?
Yeah, we make sure we do the full job. We buy term, invest the difference, and then some. We got pretty close to 450,000 last month. After listening to George over and over and over again, it's the same thing. Like, you could buy a book, but you have to read it. You could listen to George, but you have to do it. Yeah, you can have BdollarSmart, but you got to use it.
Right.
So that's it's just a shift, some sort of shift. Because if I'm allowed to tell my story a little bit, I had an accident back in December, and I fell at my house, and I was rushed off to the hospital. And after a little bit of we had to figure out what to do. So I had to get an amputation on a leg because I had a really bad a poison going up, a really bad thing going on in my bones. So they amputated one leg, and then they kept taking parts every time I went back to the hospital. They took my left foot, and so I got a little piece left there. So I can't really walk. I can't go outside. I can't use my strength and my passion the way I would normally go out. And I would just like talk to people wherever I went. I didn't care. Recruiting is not on me. It's in me. So I would talk to everybody. I would always come home with 10, 12, 15 names and numbers on a daily basis. And now I had to figure out how to do it without leaving. I can't leave my house. So I haven't been able to learn how to walk yet. I haven't had my prosthetic yet. So I had to do something. Meanwhile, guys, my prosthetic is coming. It'll be here in 2 weeks, and then watch out. But meanwhile,
then how would you prospect and recruit if you can't leave the house?
oh, that's really simple. You know how people do groceries once a week or once a month? I do groceries every other day. So I have Walmart coming. I have DoorDash coming. I have Spark drivers coming. I have whatever, pizza delivery. Just, I need to have somebody come to me. So I figured out how to make that happen. And when they do come to me, I have a 2 minutes there, 2 minutes to give them the BdollarSmart, what I talked to them about with the BdollarSmart. And it works. And then the thing is that you just got to get them to the BdollarSmart presentation, the BdollarSmart questions, the BdollarSmart, I call it a financial MRI. And once they're on there, I don't care if it's for interviews, I don't care if it's for whatever, I just ask them the same question. I said, why are you doing this? Well, I need the money. If you found a better way, are you open to that? What are you talking about? And boom, that's all I need. And then I let them have it. I wind up doing a BdollarSmart Zoom with them or interview the next day, and half of those people are on my team. So I have a bunch of dashers. I have a bunch of nurses. When I was in the hospital, I set up a little table in the corner and it looked like an office. I had, I just asked one of the nurses, hey, can I have an extra table, like the lunch table that they bring you? And I put it in the corner and I figured out how to get out of my bed and I went to the corner. I was working in the hospital. I was there for 27 days and then I went back for 17 more days. I had to figure it out. And the nurses would come in and they'd be like, what is the heck are you doing? And I would tell them what I'm doing. And then I would collect the names and numbers. And sure enough, when I went home, I figured out how to make this happen. So everybody needs to get this thing done. And Richard Church, I don't know if you're on here or not, but I figured out how to talk about BdollarSmart when they were giving me a bath. So it didn't matter what the situation is, man. We just got to talk about it.
Wow. So, because some people would go, well, there's nothing I can do. I can't leave the house, so I can't go out. But you didn't I remember you even text me while you were at the hospital, and just tell me what you're going through. I'm going, oh my gosh. And then you'd tell me, I just recruited another person. I'm going, what? How in the heck is he doing that?
Tell them the story. You just got to tell them the story. People have faith and they believe in you. You have to let yourself out and let people know that there is an option. All of this stuff going on with the government and the SNAP and this and all that stuff doesn't matter. There's an answer here, but if you don't open your mouth, they'll never know. And these are good people that need your help.
And what are you finding out? Because I mean, with some of these people with their jobs, with being a nurse, why would they be unhappy, or why would they, what do they say on come on board?
Are you kidding me? These nurses are overworked. They're
Wow.
wonderful people that care about people, and they're up there doing 12-hour shifts. What time do you have for your family when you have these 12-hour shifts? Not much. That's not a lifestyle. And yes, they care about people. So when you start talking about, hey, maybe you want to help people in a different area where you can probably do, how much do you make? And they're telling me how much they make, and they're not making a lot of money. When I was living in California, maybe they're making a lot more money there, but not here. I'm in Texas. I even sound like I'm from Texas, right? So yeah, so I mean, 24,000, 36,000, even 50,000 is not enough for what the work they do. But they're usually they need money. So that's why they take those ships. They need the money. So if you can find what a person needs and then you bring it, whatever it is that they need, you just give it, deliver that. And so we have nurses and we have a lot of medical staff on our team. It's just like we got hospitals and delivery people. Boom. We make it happen.
Wow, that's incredible. Wow, keep up the good. Well, again, you're using it as a recruiting tool,
Yes.
and some people you have a choice. It's kind of like the presentation. You use that presentation to go out there and make sales, or you can use that same presentation to recruit. It's amazing how it just depends on what your focus is. But you
Yes.
guys, all of you today, really are using it as a recruiting tool to increase my income alert, to do that and build your business. So.
Once you get the recruit, they're gonna be a client anyway. So you
Right.
just show them how to, because you'll get more clients by getting the recruits, because they're gonna bring the people that they need to either join the business or do the same thing, and it's over and over. Just keep duplicating. Man, I'm psyched. I'm fired up, man. I don't care if I'm missing a leg. I'm ready.
Oh, fantastic. Hey, appreciate your excitement. And also, you're going to take a lot of people's excuses away, too. So, because
Hands skipping.
now it doesn't matter what, your situation is, you can turn it around. And you're helping these nurses and these other people make an extra income, which makes a huge difference to them. Because otherwise, they're going to have to keep working that many hours every day, like you say. So, incredible.
Yeah. Yesterday, Tim, I was out doing a bunch of medical stuff, and I saw about 7 people. I got 6 numbers, and today I set up 3 interviews already. So people need us. People need us. Period.
Wow. Appreciate it so much. Thanks, Alfredo.
You
And you
got it.
help a lot with the Saturday Spanish train too, right?
Absolutely. We're there every Saturday, kicking and screaming and making noise because our Hispanic community needs what we do. And they need to learn this the way we are putting it out there on Saturdays because we know, we feel it. It's not interpretation, it is what it is. Straight from Natalie's doing a fantastic job. Mr. Lugo, Ricardo Lugo, is leading the team and he's doing an amazing job. And, Jessica and Erica, they're always on there participating. Nobody pays them. They're doing this from their heart. They want to help the Spanish community just take off, man, and do this thing.
Well, I heard that switching your time from the earlier to the later, now you're getting a lot more numbers, I guess, on Saturdays.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then Maria, that was on today, translating her nickname is Guli, right? I like that, and she's on there too. And Natalie's always bringing people, and what we do is testimonies every Saturday, and people are understanding that. Wow, maybe I could see this thing, maybe I could learn how to do this, and we're just installing confidence in people.
Wow. Keep up the good work. Appreciate
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
all
sir.
your effort and all that. And also Ricardo with Spanish training on Saturdays. So.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Hey, George, we talked about yesterday because I talked about this to one of the RVPs. And she said, I have 3 people doing BdollarSmart. And one has got the ring, okay, using BdollarSmart. And I said, do you have other active agents? Yeah, but they're not using BdollarSmart. I said, why not? She says, well, I told them to. I told them that, look at the success with it. And when I was talking to her, I said, there's a better way to go about doing this. And I think some RVPs, what they do is they get their agents and they just talk to them and tell them, hey, here's what you should do. And that doesn't work very well. That doesn't work very well. And I was reminded, or you and I were talking about yesterday, I remember talking about my son. When he was younger, we went up to the ski resort, snow skiing, and I was trying to teach him how to snow ski. And I told him how to do it. I even showed him. I said, here's how you stop. Here's how you do this. And I explained it to him. And then when we're coming down the slope, when you hold on to the rope or go up the slope, and there's an instructor behind me. And it says, hey, I've been watching you try and teach your son to ski. You need to let him do it. I go, what do you mean? I go, I got to show him. He says, he has to experience it. And he said, throw away the poles. Take away his poles, his ski poles. I go, what? I mean, yeah. I said, well, then he's not going to be able. He says, no, just watch. Do it real slow. And he was doing it in front of us, but he was having Tyler go in front of us, him doing it. And then he was kind of showing him, but then he'd have him do it. And then he caught on and he was going down the hill the first time. And I think that's what we're missing here is we're trying to tell them to go off BdollarSmart or get off presentation, go to it. What you have to do, you can't just say go off it because it's kind of like, what do you mean? Give up this presentation to just all of a sudden start doing BdollarSmart? It's too hard of a transition. And you have to have them do it. So what I would do, and tell me what you'd do on the same situation, I'd say, here, pretend I'm your agent, okay? And tell me how you would do it. Well, you just need to give up presentation. Okay, well, how? Okay, you show me how you do it. And you watch them stumble going through it. And I think that we have to have them experience and kind of guide them, right? Share a little bit how you would transition people from a presentation to the BdollarSmart.
Well, first of all, I can't let it go unsaid. The 3 individuals that you just had on are a spectacular example of how BdollarSmart works. Nathali is doing exactly what you need to do. She's leading by example. RVPs are seeing what she's doing. They're asking, well, how you getting those results? And she's recruiting people to what she's doing. She's not telling them, here's what you need to do. And it's the same thing with the Jim and Sonia, they're leading from the front. They're actually doing it. They're getting spectacular results. They're modeling what they want others to do. And Alfredo, my friend, man, I mean, you eliminated every excuse in the book. If you're struggling in the business right now, you need to call Alfredo. You need a dose of Alfredo Delgado in you. That is unbelievable. Now I got to be honest with you, Alfredo. Tim said you lost an arm and a leg. So Tim was trying to make your story even better than it actually was. But with that being said, but those are that's the key. What you want to do is you want to model what it is you want to have happen. So here's how the process should work out. And mind you, it's much more time consuming on the front, but it's much more beneficial on the back. This is just like raising kids. What you want to do is you want to raise your kids so they can become independent of you, so they can go out and do it on their own. What most people want to do is they want to kind of keep their people corralled so they can depend on them. I wanted the opposite. If you want to know what the epitome of an override is where you didn't even know it happened until you get paid. Holy smoke! That guy wrote 8 sales this week. He did $1 million in business. He recruited 8 people. That's the epitome of an override. So how it's done is simple. What you have to do is inspect what you're going to expect of people. First of all, you have to show them. Then you have to tell them what you showed them. And then you have to get them to explain to you what they think you showed them. And then you got to get them to show you. And then what you do is you use I call it the sandwich method, where you praise them on the front, you correct them in the middle, and you praise them on the back. So like if Tim is my guy, what I would do is I say, Tim, look, what I want you to do is I want you to pay very close attention. The first few appointments you and I are going to go on, I'm going to do all the talking. I'm going to just teach you how to give me a good introduction, but I'm going to do all the talking. But what I'm going to do is when we start moving into implementing strategies, I want you to know how to get somebody on prepaid legal, how to get somebody on Vivid. I'm going to show you how to do that, because once we do it, I'm going to say, well, Tim's going to take care of that for you. And I'll be there to observe. Then second of all, what I want you to do is we're going to get together and I'm going to explain to you why I did what I did. And I'm going to get you to show me what it is you think that I did. Show me how you would present BdollarSmart. Now, you don't beat them up. You don't laugh at them. You say, Tim, that was a great job, but can I give you some recommendations on how you can really improve it? And Tim says yes. Then I give him the recommendations. Follow the process exactly as it's designed. If you're going to do it on Zoom, get your camera, have BDollar Assist online. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to give you, say, 24 hours. And tomorrow, you and I are going to set up an appointment. I'm going to be the client. You're going to be the trainer. And then you give me the presentation. And the first time I told Tim, this is back way before, I've been around so long, this is way before you could do video conferences. I used to get video recorders, set up 2 or 3 of them at the office, set up sessions on Saturday morning training. Okay, Tim, you got 30 minutes to go do your presentation in front of John. Then I'd take those home at night and I'd watch their presentation. And I'd write notes and explain to them exactly what they needed to do. At first, the first few times I did it, I laughed. I can't believe he does that on an appointment. And then I got a stark feeling of horror. I said, these are my teammates. They're representing me. They don't know how to do a presentation. Man, I got to go to work on teaching them, because otherwise I'm going to be stuck doing everything for everybody forever. I told Tim, it's like if you have a 5-year-old kid, you give him the keys to your car and you say, son, go buy me a box of donuts. That kid's going to crash the car and kill himself. But by the time the kid is 16, with some training, with some development, you can't get the keys back from that kid. He's gone and off to the races. So this is really important. You can also do this with your team, because remember, the trainer learns more than the trainee. So if you have 2 or 3 people on your team that are already competent, You get those guys to be doing the observation, so you don't have to do it with everybody. And then you have them give that individual recommendations. And all you got to do is watch and listen. If somebody's doing a great job, you bring them up in front of your team and you say, listen, this is exactly how you need to do it. Like what you just did today, Tim. Natalie's exactly how you need to be doing it. Alfredo's exactly how you need to be doing it. Sonia's exactly how you need to be doing it. So now those of you that are on the call, you're getting to see the way it's supposed to be done. And then you have to ask yourself the question, am I doing it that way? Because if you do it the way they're doing, every one of these people said they're recruiting 8 to 10 people a month, doing $10,000 to $15,000 in premium. If you're not doing that, it's because you're not doing what they're doing. But you won't ever know unless you take the time and energy to observe it. And you have to be willing to observe it. I was telling Allie, she's recruiting a bunch of people. She says, but I'm not getting them to engage. They're not really setting up appointments and getting me out in the field. I said, so what are you doing to develop their phone setting skills? She says, what do you mean? Then the light bulb came on for me. Well, she's not doing what I would suggest. So I said, here's what you do. You bring them in the first 2 or 3 phone calls. You don't let them do it on their own. You bring them in, you give them a little script. Here's what I want you to say. Now say it back to me. That was good, but let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Okay, now you're ready. Okay, you're going to call your brother? No problem. Here's what I want you to do. You know what to say. If you get stuck or if they ask you a question, you say, you know what? That's a great question. My trainer, George, is right in front of you. Let me give him the phone so he can answer it. And you don't ask him, you hand me the phone. I answer the question. I say, do you have any other questions? No. Well, I'm going to give the phone back to Tim so we can secure the appointment. When I'm done with that and you got the appointment, I would normally do this at the office. There's other people in the office. I would stand up, open my office door, grab the first person that I saw. I would say, Maria, come here, Maria. This is Tim. This is my new recruit. This guy is incredible. He just set up his first appointment. He's a total pro at this, and he doesn't even know what he's doing yet. And I would give him a high five, and Maria would give him a high five. Now let's go make another one, Tim. And then we'd set up 3 or 4 appointments. Now he knows what to do. I know he knows what to do. So then I send them off and I say, before you make any more calls, give me a call. And he says, George, I'm going to set up some appointments. Great. The first call you make, if it's not successful, stop. Call me. We'll role play what happened because you know how to set appointments already. So you just did something that you forgot or maybe didn't do something that you needed to do. I would not let them do it because I didn't want to teach them failure. I wanted to teach them success. I wanted to duplicate myself. So I did that every step of the way. Like I was telling Tim, I'd have guys in my office, regional leaders. We did a lot of interviews at our office, and the regional leader would come in and talk to me in my office. I say, wait a minute, Tim, don't you have an interview right now? Yeah, I got my guy doing it. I'm trying to teach him how to do it. I said, wait a minute. That person that just walked in looked like a superstar. If you don't want to do the appointment, let me go do it. Because it's the blind leading the blind. You're letting that 5-year-old kid go buy you donuts. You never do that. Because what happens is you're showing people failure, not success. So now you do the interview, you recruit the person for him, and you now get that guy to come in and show you what he thinks the interview was like. Because what you'll determine is this. You'll eventually get busy enough where you can't do it all on your own. So I had field trainers, and I would take a person out, maybe go on a few appointments, close some sales, recruit some people for them. And then I would get busy. So I would say, Tim, I'm going to send you out with Alfredo this week. And then Tim would come back to me and say, George, don't ever send me out with Alfredo again. I said, why? He closes sales. He recruits people. He doesn't do what you do. I want to do what you do. So now what you did is you got their attention. Okay, we'll come in. We're going to practice your presentation. I'm going to do the first few appointments with you. I'll coach you. Some of these, what I would do is I would say, John and Mary, Tim has been with us for, 4 weeks, just got his license. And I know he might not feel like he's ready, but we've practiced, I've trained him and developed him. So I'm going to let him do the presentation. I'm going to sit here and answer any questions that he can't answer. But Tim, go ahead. I'm just going to watch. And now, as soon as I would do that, if Tim wasn't prepared, he would get mad at me. Why did you do that? I said, didn't I tell you to prepare? Didn't I tell you to be ready? Okay, let's do this one more time. And then what would happen is he would be able to start doing it and gain confidence. And what I would do is have the confidence to let him go on his own. See, what we do is we let people go out on their own way too prematurely. And all we do is teach them failure. Way more time consuming to do what I do. But listen, who was it that's, I think it's Natalie that says she's got 4 people on her team. She's doing more than most of you on this call with 4 people. There might be a clue there. You might want to take some practice, drill, and rehearsing, and then you don't do it forever, because now what you do, now you do it with your trainers. And then your trainers do it with their trainers. And eventually what happens is you got RVPs that have their own offices and are doing it on their own. So that's how I would suggest you do it. Go ahead.
Yeah, George, for example, okay, let's say we want to teach an agent how to introduce the app. Okay, so first you would say to me, let's say I'm your new agent, and you're going to teach me how to introduce the agent. Do you know what you qualify for? Do that as a live example, and let's just kind of play along here.
Well, first of all, BdollarSmart has made it so easy. I created my own scripts, so my approach might have been different than Ricardo's, but I had a script. I had a playbook that I believed in. If you do this, you'll get the result. All you have to do is go use BdollarSmart. Use all the closes there. What's going to happen, and let me get a raise of hands from you guys. How many of you would agree that after doing 5 or 10 appointments, you really don't need the scripts anymore? You don't, because you're using your own verbiage, you kind of got it down, but you got to do the first 5 or 10. You got to do the first 5 or 10. So what I would do is I would do an appointment with them. I'd make sure that they were using the script. Now I know what you're supposed to say, Tim. So like in this case, if I'm doing a training with you, let me ask you, okay, Tim, so how are you going to introduce BdollarSmart? How would you introduce it?
I just go into, I got this BdollarSmart, and do you know what's available to you?
Okay, so do you have the script in front of you? And he says, no. Get the script in front of you. All I want you to do now is read the script to me. And
okay,
then he's going to see the difference. Go ahead.
Now I got the script in front of me. Okay. It says do the needs, what you have now, like we always did. And then do you know what let me ask you this, because we got the appointment set with BdollarSmart. Do you know what you qualify for when it comes to retirement, college, debt, insurance? Do you know all the options are available to you right now?
Tim, that was absolutely perfect. The only thing I'm going to suggest you do now is put the script directly in front of you. So when you're looking at your camera, it looks like you're looking at me and not reading it. So let's do it again, but put the script in front of you. And so see this? This is so trivial. This is so minor that it just goes over our heads. But when he's on the call, I'm thinking, what's he reading? Why is he looking over to the left? What's going on here? But when he's looking at me, it appears like we're talking. So little things like that. Now, when you get this guy on their own, if you've done this in advance, what happens is his odds of success have dramatically increased. So that's exactly what I would do, Tim. And I would do it with every phase of the process. And then what I would do is I would come up with objections. So in other words, as he's going down the script, I might not address give him the answer he was expecting. So now what he's got to do is he's got to think a little bit, but better to learn under friendly fire than to go into battle unprepared. Because this is friendly fire. You're not going to fail. You're not going to lose any money. But if you don't do this and you send this person out, the client loses if he doesn't get results. He loses if he doesn't get results. You lose if everybody loses. The government loses because they don't make tax money on the money that he would have made if he got results. I mean, it's just a trickle-down effect.
You know, I was talking to this RVP the other day that just started and goes, how do you give up the presentation and go right into BdollarSmart? I said, here's how you do it. You got to ask that question. You do the needs and ask that question. It goes, oh, now I see it. Okay, now if you're going to get your agents to do that same thing, you got to get on board on Zoom call. And then I'm going to tell you how to do it, just like you and I did, and then have them do it for you. And then they see the transition and they go, oh, now I see why you don't have to give a presentation before. But a lot of us don't do that. I remember Shane kept telling me, Shane Rubin, he goes, oh, I got this presentation down. I'm so good, da, da, da. And I'm going, he kept telling me that. So finally I thought, all right, I'll put him on the spot. So we set an appointment up with his boss. And he got the appointment set and we got there. And I go, I tell you what, I'm going to have, if you don't mind, would you guys rather have Shane do it? He's been doing this for about a month. Would you rather have him do the presentation or me? Oh, we'd like to have Shane. Oh, okay. Well, Shane, go ahead. He did lousy. I mean, it was terrible. And when we were about to walk out the door, he goes, I can't believe you put me in a situation like that, you know, in front of my boss. I said, Shane, I cannot believe you put me in that position. You told me you had this down. If you want me to work with you, you need to have this down. And he must have stayed up all night studying. And the next day he says, I got it down. Now I'm not going to go, okay, go ahead and go do it. I go, all right, show me that. Let's do an appointment and show me how you need to do it. That way I can inspect before he goes out. That's what you were saying, before he goes out on his own, correct?
Yeah, and here's a comment that I need to make, because I think a lot of you think I gotta do this with everybody. No, you don't have to do it with everybody. You only have to do it with the people that are going to prepare to do it. So if I call you, you got the BdollarSmart program, I tell you, okay, tomorrow we're going to do your first run through. If you're not prepared, you're telling me this is not important to you. So it's very important to understand that. The second thing is like a lot of people get caught up. How do I do this without doing the presentation? If you listen to Jen, she said people my age want to cut to the chase. They want to get to the point. What we do, if you have any sort of experience in Primerica, you are taking your belief system and you're applying it to a marketplace that the belief system has changed. You're thinking, I have to do a presentation. That's the only way they're going to get it. No, you don't. Absolutely, you don't. Times has changed so dramatically that it's changed right in front of you. So you have to come up with catchphrases to give you the ability to just jump into it. As I started doing BdollarSmart, this was not in any of the closes. It just dawned on me. I said, listen, I have 2 presentations, Tim. I can do an hour-long presentation and show you everything we do and who we are, or I have a 5-minute presentation. We have a new technology. It's exclusive just to our firm. You're not going to find it in any other company. It's called BdollarSmart. Have you ever heard of it? He says no. What I do is I send you a link. You answer some questions. I don't need to get real specific with you, but it'll give me guidance on how I can better help you develop your plan for financial independence and help you set up your kids for college and get out of debt, whatever it is you say. What would you like to do? Would you like to do the 1-hour presentation or the 5-minute? I never had anybody say, give me that hour. Everybody says, no, let's do the 5-minute. And then I don't know who it was on the call. I think it was Sonia that said this, where she was impressed at the results she's getting and she didn't understand why. Here's why. Because they're telling you what they want. That's the key. They tell you what they want. You're not talking about stuff that's not of interest and how big Primerica is. They're telling you, here's what I need. You're giving them specific information just to them. And the relationship becomes one of a consultant, like Jem said. That dynamic right there, it used to take a long time, relatively speaking, to get people to see you as a consultant. Because if you've been around any length of time, have people described you as this? My insurance guy is here. They didn't see you as a consultant yet. Once they start introducing you as, I got my financial guy over. I got my financial consultant here. When they say that, in their mind, they see you as a consultant. BdollarSmart creates that image almost immediately.
You know, I talked to Mike Bradbury yesterday. He did 40 and 40 last month. He says, Tim, this month I'll do 60 and 60. He's on his way to doing 100 and 100 recruits, 100,000 premium, and also security. He does across the board, all products with it. And I asked him, I said, he says, here's what one thing I changed him. Now, when a person comes on board, he says, I have them right after they do the IBA, I have them do a BdollarSmart app, and then they need to fix their alerts. Even if we can't save them on auto home, at least they learn the process with it. And he says, what I do is I spend a lot of time with the motivated agents, not all of them, motivated agents. And I spend a lot of time role playing with them. And we're going to have him on in December. He's going to hit his goal on 60 and 60, and then he'll be on. So, but this is what Hector taught, right?
Well, this is the only way to teach. Otherwise, what you're doing is you're taking a philosophy where I'm just going to throw them up against the wall and I'm going to see who sticks. That has never been my philosophy. As a matter of fact, every time I went on a recruiting run, I would get my team together and I would let people know what we have to do is we have to manage failure. Because a lot of these people are going to come through our doors, are not going to make it, but I want their experience to be a good experience. I want them to come in and make sure that they take care of their own plan. So when they leave, they're on a path for financial independence. I want to make sure that when they leave, they don't blame it on us for not training and developing them, that they just opted not to do it. And I run into people, Tim, 10, 15, 20 years after the fact. I ran into a guy by the name of Charles not too long ago. And he's in the cabinetry business. And, he says, I got to be honest with you, George, Primerica wasn't for me, but because of the plan you set up for me and the principles that you taught me, between the IRAs that you set up for me and my wife and my 401k, I have accumulated $800,000. This is a 40-some-year-old guy. This guy's going to be completely financially independent. That was somebody that failed at our system, but they won because we made sure we covered all the principles. So it's so important to understand what I'm saying, where it just requires a little bit of time. Like I told Allie, if you do just this minor change, you spend an extra 20 or 30 minutes with the motivated, that might only be 2 or 3 people a month. Within a short period of time, maybe 6 to 8 to 12 months, you're going to have a team of people that are on track to become an RVP, because now they're teaching their people what you taught them. It's no longer the blind leading the blind. You know what I mean?
Right. No, that's a very good point on that. And your guys will never get off the presentation unless you role play with how to introduce the app and all that. They're going to still do the presentation because they've never seen anything different.
Listen to this, Tim. With BdollarSmart, my third month in the business, I made my third month in BdollarSmart, I made $78,000. I went from 35,000 to 78. 2 years later, I'm still playing the BdollarSmart process. This month, the month of October, I'll probably be paid $90,000. That's all due to BdollarSmart. So when you're not getting results, let that settle in a little bit. I've taken my monthly average of $35,000 in income to almost $60,000 in income in 24 months. I could, with some luck, I might even hit 100 grand for the month of October. It works. I don't know what else to say.
Anyway, anything else, George?
No, just really, take the motivated people in your on your team and do this with them. It's not a lot. It's 20% of your team. And I guarantee you, within a relatively short period of time, you'll have a team of qualified people, and you'll have a team of people that are appreciative to you because you've taught them skills so they can go fend for themselves. The old saying, give a man a fish or teach him how to fish. You teach people how to fish, and the bounty is plentiful. Like Alfredo's just proved it. They're coming to him.
Yeah. And this, it comes down to duplication. Duplicating yourself with BdollarSmart is so much simpler.
Great job to all the speakers today.